This is no time to play it safe. Let's get it straight right off the bat. The attempt to play it safe is nothing less than living in fear. Leaders, light workers, way showers, and spiritual warriors are being called to stand in the gap between those who believe they rule the world and the people who live their lives as helpless victims. To play it safe is to maintain the status quo, to live in a world ruled by ignorance, to be resigned to endless poverty, endless violence, and endless injustice. Perhaps you are a lot like me, which is probably why you are reading this or watching and listening. I came here for this time. I was born to draw in the energies of the cosmos, truth, love, and reconciliation. I am called now to stand in my fullness as a son of the living God. No more excuses. No more waiting for permission. No more waiting for my ship to come in. No more waiting for my partner to finally decide she's ready to join me. No more waiting for elected officials to wake up. It's time to use the power of the spoken word, the power of focused thought, and the power of divine intention to shift the energies of the world from complacency to co-creation mode. Yes, we are here to change the world. We are the ones we have been waiting for to ground the higher energies in cooperation with Mother Earth. We are the ones who have been commissioned to facilitate balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It is a time for healing the nations and all the people of the planet. It is a time for reuniting with our space brothers and sisters. The time is now, 2011. Oh yes, I still feel the pull of fear and the anxiety of my own uncertainty. I have not escaped or transformed negative emotions. I have not overcome all of my sins and shortcomings. I have not mastered some ethereal ability to become perfect in my own eyes, and certainly not in the eyes of anyone else. I am a man, and I continue to experience all of the feelings common to mankind. I am neither better nor worse than anyone else, yet I have the grace to remember who and what I am. As I said, I am a son of the living God, infinite and eternal, with talents, gifts, and abilities beyond what I can remember experiencing. Each of us, whether we want to admit it or not, has experienced the prison of our own ego. It is our ego, after all, that invented the game, playing it safe. As with everything in the manifest world, our ego has a personification. We could put many labels on that representation: the Illuminati, the international bankers, the Zionists, the government, the corporation, the cabal, the military-industrial complex, the elite, the 13 families, etc. Could go on and on. It doesn't matter what labels we attach. Each one is a description of our own ego. The labels given are the superego. They are the latent part of our ego that wants to be in control, yet it manifests as something outside of us with higher authority than we recognize in ourselves. While there is another part of our ego that wants to be subservient and acquiescent, safe, which is the practical relation of most people to their ego, that is not the part I'm going to focus on here. This is not a time to sugarcoat the truth nor to maintain a Pollyanna attitude toward the world we live in. Those that have ruled the world for millennia are not anxious to relinquish their illusion of power and their ability to control the world by economic, legal, and military means. There is an overwhelming amount of material on the internet that reveals the nefarious plans they have made to rule the world and control every aspect of human existence, including what we can eat and what we can do to ensure our own health. They are deadly serious. They are also deathly afraid. Had the world remained in ignorance and apathy, their plan would already be mostly fulfilled. They came so close. God has a different plan. The Creator has always had a different plan. Yet God's plan has been dependent upon our awakening. This is a free will zone. According to esoteric knowledge, this is either the fourth or fifth world. That is, we have failed previously, perhaps 3 or 4 times. Each time we had to start again. Would we remember? Would we choose to play it safe? Obviously, if the esoteric knowledge is correct, we made the wrong choice in the past. This time we stand at a crossroads, once again facing the questions we have faced previously in other worlds and other lifetimes. Our natural tendency is to cling to what is familiar. I don't know how horrific the ego manifestations were in previous worlds, but this time, for anyone that is paying attention, they are horrendous. If everyone was paying attention, that would be a wonderful thing, but not everyone pays attention. Therefore, it's up to us. We have to recognize that our place and our purpose is to stand between the terrorists and the ignorant. We are the ones that must consciously reconcile these extremes within our own being. Make no mistakes. Both extremes are fear-based. Both see only the illusion, not the reality. This is the matrix in which we live. In our world, who are the terrorists? If we only pay attention to what we are told by the media, we might falsely assume that the terrorists are merely radical groups of disenfranchised individuals. Nothing could be further from the truth. Disenfranchised individuals are financed by extremely wealthy people. That's right, the real terrorists are billionaires, perhaps even trillionaires. In every conflict, they are neutral. In fact, they finance both sides. You see, their objective has never been for any side to win. Their objective has simply been to maintain conflict. As long as they can sustain clashes between factions, they can continue to maintain their illusion of control. That's their role. There is no safe place in a world ruled by such perceptions. However, the elite do have one thing right. Neutrality is important. By this, I do not mean the type of neutrality that plays one side against the other. That's how the world we live in was created. The type of neutrality I'm talking about is the objectivity to ascertain that both sides are part of the same coin. In other words, they are both part of me. As long as I allow the conflict to reign within my own being, choosing one part of me against another, the ground for the manifestation of war will continue indefinitely. Yes, I must make a new choice. That new choice can only be to love. I especially must be compassionate to those parts of me that have seemed most problematic and troublesome, like my shadow. Through the eyes of love, the world appears different. I, the infinite observer, am all and in all. Yes, I know. I have to see the way I imagine God sees. I have to see the world through the eyes of God by seeing myself at least as part of God. This is either the greatest blasphemy or the most incredible wisdom the world has ever known. Of course, it is the latter to me. Not only is it wisdom, it is the meaning of all the world's religions, especially Christianity. To me, this is what Jesus came to show us. Furthermore, it did not get erased from the Bible. Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, who being made in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. That was written by that heretic, the Apostle Paul. If we want to get it right this time, we cannot play it small or safe. I wish I could tell you exactly what to do. I do not even know exactly what I'm supposed to do, other than to live each day with as much integrity as possible. I intend to speak out and speak up, often. I intend to spread the message that resonates with my soul as far and as wide as I am humanly capable. I intend to partner with those with whom I resonate most deeply and most highly. I intend to cooperate with others that I perceive to be doing the very best they can, from the purest of motives that I can discern. I intend to use every means available to me. And finally, I expect the cosmos to provide me with all the help necessary to accomplish the task of shifting the world from a predominance of darkness and ignorance to a prevalence of truth and compassion. Yes, I plan to do my part. For 2011, I will not play it safe. I'm claiming this as my year. I'm inviting you to do the same. Claim it as your year. Together we can and will change the world forever. Are you in?